Hi, I'm Shalome. I grew up in an Anabaptist cult in Waco, Texas, that is still going on today, and they have branched off to many states in different countries. This is what's been on my mind. I wrote it down and I would like to share it all. I don't care that Homestead is adapting. I'm glad the new kids don't have to go through what I did. What angers me is how many families were broken because of Blair's selected leaders, and it is just as much his fault as it is the selected leaders and all the others who chose the dogma over their own friends and family because they carried out his words and punishments. They would praise members that shared testimonies that polished the cult's reputation, but deny and gaslight people when ex-members tell their testimonies because optics are more important than truth. My brother got kicked out and was cut off from his friends, and they limited his family visitations because he loved a minister's daughter. I had grown up not being able to see my own brother. Shortly after him, my sister moved states away for a similar reason. The person my sister had loved was kicked out of his home to live states away with relatives. Meanwhile, back at Homestead, you can hear members parrot the leaders and speak openly about how sinful they were. Relationships strained because ministers would say that only my parents could see my backsliding siblings. My brother was thrown out of the house because my mom could smell alcohol in his breath, and now y'all get together for beers. Couldn't talk to my friends for weeks because a boy called me and wanted to write letters to each other, while his dad nearly sent him away for it too. Now dating is allowed. I know and they know there are many more stories and examples of other families, but it's not my place to tell them. What angers me is there is no accountability being taken for those members. They made sure my whole family took accountability for their sinful behavior. When I moved out at 18, my own father wouldn't hug me, and my mother cried that I was going to hell because I was leaving Homestead. They did let me know how much it hurt them that I had to leave. When before we joined Homestead, my eldest three siblings moved out, there was not this much grief. I can't reconcile with any of the members because they point their nose up and walk away whenever the topic is brought up. You use children to create crafts for the fair and mandatory work days so the church can rack in the profits, while members aren't paid for their work. So money hungry, you cheered on an elderly lady for taking a loan out from the bank to keep up with tithes for the church, instead of helping her. You say you're not a cult, but the rules changing after the leader's death says it all. You lie online saying you don't have rules, but if you disobey a pattern, there are consequences or get kicked out. You've lied for decades about the cafe's food being grown on the property. Meanwhile, Cisco and Boar's Head made their stops weekly. Me and a baptized member lied to a newcomer about not cutting our hair, yet when he left, we both confessed to each other we had cut it many times before. You have and continue to follow a man and not God, and you shame anyone who isn't brainwashed by it. These are the patterns of a cult.